In this video, I would like to talk with you about the reliability of 3 suppliers that you could use in order to build a Facebook Marketplace dropshipping business. Now, the 3 ones that I want to talk with you about are Alibaba, AliExpress, and of course Amazon.com. Now, first of all, what are these 3 platforms? We already talked a little bit about Amazon.com, but we haven't really talked about AliExpress yet. So in the next chapter, I'm going to show you what exactly AliExpress is, but I can already say you right now that AliExpress is a platform from China where you can buy products for a very, very low price. Then there's another platform called Alibaba. Now, Alibaba and AliExpress, they're basically in one company, so the company Alibaba. But Alibaba is a massive, massive company, and the platform Alibaba.com is basically a platform where you can buy in large, let's say, numbers from suppliers. On AliExpress, you can buy only one product, or you can buy more than one, but you don't have to buy, let's say, 100 products every single order. Now, what we want to do right now is talk about reliability, because I've been active on all of these 3 platforms and I've sold with all of these 3 platforms. Now, first of all, how reliable is Amazon.com? The amazing thing about Amazon is it is extremely, extremely reliable and is fast. So for instance, when you purchase a product on Amazon, there's almost 100% chance that the product will actually arrive at your house. Now, when you have, for instance, Amazon Prime, which is a service by Amazon, you get it very, very quickly. So when you, for instance, buy something on AliExpress or Alibaba, it takes often a long time for the product to arrive at your house. Why? Well, it is being shipped from China. So for instance, I'm right now in Germany. When I buy a product on AliExpress with so-called e-package, I'm going to show you how to choose e-package later on, but when I buy a product on AliExpress with e-package, it often takes, let's say, around a week or a week and a half or something like that for the product to arrive here in Germany. So for instance, when the product is being shipped to the US, it can actually take even longer. So sometimes like 2 weeks or something like that. But now if you buy something on Alibaba, it often takes even more time. So often it takes, let's say, a month for the product to actually be shipped from China to the United States, or in my case, to Germany. So how reliable are all of these 3 platforms? Now, on Amazon, it is extremely likely that you will actually get the product that you buy. And also, if you have Amazon Prime, it will be very, very quickly at your house. Now, AliExpress is also quite reliable, but you cannot rely on it all the time. But there is something called Alibaba Trade Assurance. So if you send something to your house or to a customer and it doesn't arrive, you can get the money back. So now what I want to do with you is I actually want to look for Trade Assurance Alibaba with you, and what we're going to do is we're just going to have a look at what Trade Assurance really is. Now, Trade Assurance is basically a way for you to protect all of your orders. So worry-free shipping and quality, it has a so-called quality dispute refund and a shipping delay refund. So if a product comes to your customer later than you said or Alibaba said, then of course you will actually get your money back. So you can also build your credibility if you are, of course, a company that works with trade assurance, because not every company on Alibaba actually is part of this trade assurance. So you have to be a little picky right here, but also you can build your own credibility as a dropshipper. So what I want to do right now is I just want to look with you at these 3 platforms and for how little money you can actually get products on these platforms. So we're going to look for the example yoga mat. So we type in yoga mat and we're going to see for how much money we can actually get a yoga mat. So as you can see right here, the first offer is up for like $17.95. We can actually click here on relevance and click on low to high. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at the cheapest products first, and then the more expensive ones will follow afterwards. So here are products that you can actually buy for $4.50. This is the cheapest product that you can get. But of course, here on this platform, the cheapest products often have a very, very low quality. So $4.50 will actually probably get you a product which doesn't really last too long. Now we're going to go on AliExpress and we are going to check for yoga mat as well. So we now are looking for yoga mat, and as you can see, the products are actually in most cases cheaper. Now what we get here is just the material as it seems, but what we're going to do now is actually we're going to click, let's say up here, price, let's say minimum of well, 0.1, then maximum of $10, and we click on OK. And you will actually get a lot of offers. So let's scroll down a little bit. Yes, we have some kind of pets right here. And as it seems, yes, you can even get these kind of mats for $1.90. And there, of course, are more expensive ones. But actually, in most cases, and this doesn't seem to be the best example right now, you can get products for even cheaper. So as it seems, yoga mats are also quite expensive here on AliExpress. But now what I'm going to show you is the same product on Alibaba. So let's click on yoga mats. And what we're going to see right now is that you can buy yoga mats for extremely little money. So let's actually look for the cheapest ones up here. And we can actually look for it by just simply, well, you can of course scroll down, or actually it should say somewhere over here that we can buy it for very little money. But now let's scroll down actually, and we can see already here, okay, we can buy products for $2 to $10, $2.65 to 8.2, $2.40, and so on and so on. What is the big problem here? Well, you need to buy some more products than just one. So if you only buy one product, they will often say, well, you know, we don't want someone who only buys one product. We rather want someone who takes, let's say, at least 100 or 1,000. Often, if it's not written somewhere here, you can actually, you know, ask them to tell you. But in most cases, it says, for instance, here, one piece. This is the minimum order. You can buy yoga mat from $6.90, which is already quite cheap. But of course, you want to buy for much lower than that. So you can buy, for instance, here 500 pieces, each for, let's say, $2.50. And it can get even lower, as you can see right here, $2 it starts, and you can buy 500, or you have to buy 500 pieces. This is the minimum order. This one actually seems to be quite good, because here you can actually buy 10 pieces for $2.65 if you're sure that you can actually, you know, sell a lot of those very quickly. This one right here is actually perhaps the best one. For $2 you can buy one. And the minimum order is only one piece. So this is something that we want to look for, but we always also have to look right here. This company is part of the trade assurance, so if something happens to your order, you can actually get your money back. It is a 9-year supplier. It's a so-called gold supplier. So this one, for instance, would be a great company. It only has a response rate of 50.5%, which is not too good, but as we can see, it has more than $20,000 in transactions in the last 6 months, which actually is quite good. But of course, there are even better ones. For instance, this one right here, response rate 72.6%, $650,000 in the last 6 months of transactions. It is in the trade assurance. It is a gold supplier, and it seems to be just a good company. Now you can click on this mat, for instance, and learn a little bit more about the company as well. So then you can learn whether this company is actually, you know, a good company with which you can work with. So as it says right here, here's some more details about the actual product. This one, because I've sold yoga mats a couple of years ago, this is actually a very, very good yoga mat. A TPE yoga mat is often what people are looking for. It is for yoga exercise and gym workout. It's eco-friendly, it's anti-slip, and often it should also not stink. This is also very important for many people who practice yoga. But you know, a great product as it seems. And down here you can learn something about the product. Click here on this video and it will actually show you something about this product. And then when we scroll down, it will actually also give you some more information about the product itself. And down here, it should give just very soon some information about the company. So often when you just simply scroll down, it will give you some information about the company. It takes a couple of seconds to actually you know, load this. But yes, as you can see right here, this seems to be the facility store, seems to be all right, seems to be a good company in China. Of course, you can learn more about this company by just simply, you know, typing in the name of the company. But it seems, you know, also some connections to the West, so it doesn't seem to be such a bad company. So I could definitely recommend, for instance, buying this product and selling it via the Facebook marketplace. But as it seems right here, this company is very reliable. You want to make sure that it's a gold supplier, that it has a lot of transactions, that it has a good response rate, and of course also that it's part of the trade assurance. Then if you want to buy a product from them, you just simply click here on contact supplier or start order if you want to buy right away. I often click on contact supplier, and because I lived in China, I know how to speak Chinese, what I do is just simply type in what exactly I want, and and I send them a message, and then I say, well, I only want to have a quantity of 1, let's say. And then I tell them, all right, is it possible to actually get a quantity of 1? And if they say, no, that's not possible, then often you cannot talk with them. They will say it is 1, or, or it is 10 and not less. Or they say, okay, I'm fine with 1, and I'm actually going to send that product. So you can, of course, work with Alibaba as well, where you can buy for very little money, but I can give you as a recommendation to use AliExpress, because it is much more quickly than Alibaba. So of course, Amazon is even more reliable. If you want to work with Amazon Prime, that's fine, but of course the profits are much higher when you work with AliExpress in comparison than if you would work with Amazon, or, well, Amazon with Amazon Prime. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and in the next video we're hopefully going to see each other again in the next couple of videos. I'm still going to talk with you a little bit about Amazon, how to figure out the best products, and then afterwards we're going to move on to AliExpress.